Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome back. My name is Don K. Preston. I am the president of Preterist Research Institute of Ardmore, Oklahoma, and I want to thank everyone for your expressions of concern about my eye. I got metal in it as I was grinding on welding on the floor pans of an old 66 Mustang last week, and it went downhill from there. And the pain really started letting up during the night last night, dramatically. I still can't hardly see out of it at all. My vision is very, very blurred out of it. But Lord willing, that will come back as well. I've discovered that my left eye doesn't like to vision very well. It's it's definitely the weak one. But again, thank you so much for your expressions of concern and your prayers. Hopefully I know it's getting better, okay? It's just a matter of getting my eyesight back, and it's very distressing not to be able to see like I've been used to seeing. We are currently involved in a study of the Messianic Temple. We've been focused on Isaiah chapters 2 through 4. This is a very, very critical text for understanding the Messianic Temple because it says, in the last days, the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established, and the tops of the mountains exalted above the hills, and all the nations will flow into it. You know, this tells us one of the natures of the Messianic kingdom. It would be established for all nations, not just for Israel. Now, that takes us back to a hint and a suggestion that was given by Solomon himself in 1 Kings chapter 8. When he was dedicating his temple, that unbelievably magnificent temple, Solomon uttered a prayer in 1 Kings chapter 8, verse 41 and following, when he said, if at any time, if anyone who is not of the seed of Israel comes to this place and prays to you and asks anything of you, then grant him his prayer. Now that's absolutely incredible, because you see, the temple was established for Israel, in Israel. It was to use the term that N.T. Wright does, by the way, in his book, Paul and the Faithfulness of God, that I was just reading here, he calls it the epicenter of the Jewish world. Well, while it was the epicenter of the Jewish world, and unfortunately, while later on the Jews started using that as a delineating point to keep people away from Israel, to exclude them, here is Solomon at the very beginning saying, Lord, let this be a place of prayer for anyone that is not even of the tribes of Israel. They're not even of the blood of Israel. And so we find here at the very beginning, in the examination of the Solomonic temple, we find indications, since the first temple was typological of the Messianic temple, we'll have more to say about that later, we have indications here that in the typology, the time was going to come in which anyone of any race would be welcome in the temple of God. What an incredible concept. Once again, Solomon said, Lord, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. If anyone who is not of the seed of Abraham, not of the seed of Israel, if they want to come here and be blessed by you through your temple, Lord, grant them that prayer. That gives us great insight into the nature of what the Messianic kingdom would be like. And guess what? Ezekiel, in his prediction of the Messianic kingdom, and I'll have more to say about this later, I'll expand on it, but Ezekiel said, in the Messianic temple, those who are not of the seed of Israel would have equal inheritance, equal blessing in the kingdom of God. Wow, What an incredible prophecy. Thus, as I suggested in the last installment, in the Old Testament predictions of the coming Messianic kingdom, we have indications, we have clues, we have hints, we have ideas that when the temple would be built by Messiah, when the kingdom would be established by Messiah, it would be radically different from the Old Covenant temple. Go to my website, get my book, Like Father, Like Son, on Clouds of Glory. In that book, I have a lengthy discussion of the typological meaning and nature and function of the Old Covenant temple, how it pointed forward to the New Covenant Messianic temple of Messiah. Order the book, Like Father, Like Son, on Clouds of Glory. Mention that you saw the offer on YouTube or Facebook, and I'll refund your shipping. Hey, thanks for joining me for this morning's morning musings. Hope the next time I see you, I won't have this crazy thing because I still can't hardly see. But thanks for joining me. We'll see you on the flip side.